afternoon and welcome to this soccer boys Class A Metro Conference quarterfinal game between 4th-seeded Creighton Prep and 5th-seeded Millard West here at Leahy Stadium. Game will be beginning in about 8.5 minutes. Let's take a look at the Metro Conference tournament bracket here as we run through a little bit Welcome back to Leahy Stadium here at Creighton Prep. Junior Jays getting set to take on the Millard West Wildcats in this boys Class A Metro Conference Soccer Tournament quarterfinal game here at 5 o'clock. And you can see what's at stake. Welcome back to Leahy Stadium. Tyler Reedy about set to bring you the Junior Jays and the Millard West Wildcats going head-to-head here in the soccer quarterfinals for the boys Metro Conference Tournament. Let's give you a look at the weather here for today's matchup. Cloudy and windy is the story here today. A little chilly, not terribly cold. Temperatures should stay in the upper 50s for this one, with winds blowing quite strongly, 10 to 15 miles an hour out of the northwest. Rain should not be much of a threat here today as we get set to kick this one off here. Junior Jays will start with it here. Getting set to kick it off as it's Aiden Morey, the junior, scored the game-winning goal in the opening day matchup against Omaha Central back on March 18th, and we are underway. Junior Jays have it back on their own half. Thomas Pisasale goes back to Owen Glagowski. Played back to the goaltender, Ian Krenzer, the senior. Had some pressure there from the Wildcats. Able to play it up ahead. Morey fights for it near midfield. Wildcats are in orange, Junior Jays in their black and blues. And now Millard West with an opportunity here. Coming right in. Pass went off the foot of a Junior Jay. Good defense there, and it's going to dribble out of bounds. And possession will go to Creighton Prep as they will have a throw-in down near the corner. John Burns, strong left foot. Morey with a head on it, and now running onto it. Could be an opportunity here for Simon Metcalf, who scored the lone goal back in that shootout game against Omaha South, the 2-1 shootout loss for the Junior Jays a couple weeks ago. And now Creighton Prep will send it back down deep. Wildcat goaltender will get to that one. Millard West will get set to play it out. That's Sean Beatty in goal today for Millard West, number 12 in green. Long drop kick will be played the other way for Creighton Prep. They're really controlling possession here in the early going, as this is Morey trying to play over to the far side. Able to do so, looking for a give and go back to the middle, but it will roll to Beatty in goal. And Millard West will take over once again. Minute and a half into this one, Millard West has not seen much possession so far. We'll see if they can get something going here off that drop kick. Played up ahead. Nice interception, though, with the head by Owen Glagowski. And now falling to his backside just past midfield. Brady Bragg going for it for Prep. It'll be played over to the far side for Millard West. Sent across, another interception. Bragg to the far sideline. Now back again. John Burns dribbling into the middle. That's Max Matthews, the sophomore, who's got a couple goals on the season, including one yesterday in the 4-0 win over Burke. But now a steal for the Wildcats. Here they come. Nice give and go. And on the right side, Millard West will bring it up ahead. Cross, deflected, shot will be smothered there in goal by Ian Krenzer. So the first real opportunity of the game so far. We've seen some possession for Creighton Prep, but really no looks for the Junior Jays. Wildcats get their first chance there, but not the best shot in the world. Krenzer able to smother it. Millard West has it back again, though, near midfield. Trying to get another opportunity going. Burns for Creighton Prep, able to get a right foot on it and play it back to Brendan Zerline, the sophomore. Now up the sideline goes Matthews. He had his pocket picked just near midfield. Burns and Matthews will try to defend there, and the foul will be called against Matthews, who came in from the backside. So the Wildcats will have a free kick. Just a little bit into the offensive end. Sent in. Headed up in the air. Dangerous chance here, and a header goes right into the chest of Krenzer. So Wildcats have threatened a couple times, but Ian Krenzer with a couple nice early saves there. Here's Creighton Prep. Nice pass. Nice idea. It will be intercepted by the Wildcats. Burns will try to control. He's seen plenty of action so far as that one goes out of bounds off of the Wildcats. Free throw coming from Thomas Pisasale. But Millard West with a steal. Here's Burns trying to play it ahead for Prep. That's intercepted by the center back. And it'll be played to the Wildcat half of midfield. Millard West starting to control possession a lot more here, as we're 5 minutes or so into this one here at Leahy Stadium, as that's sent all the way down, and we'll have a whistle, and it's going to be a foul call against Millard West, just a little bit shy of midfield. So Creighton Prep will now have a free kick. So free kick coming now for Jacob Hove, the sophomore. It'll be sent down and played by Pisasale. Went off his foot to Metcalf. Played ahead. Simon Metcalf will try and run onto it, but it's headed by a Millard West defender and cleared out. Pisasale will chase it. It'll go out of bounds, and Creighton Prep will have another throw-in. Pisasale gets it in, and now some space to work with here off the header for Brady Bragg. He goes ahead to Matthews. Nice move to the inside. He creates some space. Being chased from behind. Matthews turns on the afterburners. Gets a shot on, and the save is made by goaltender Beatty. Closing off the rebound, too, as Morey was crashing. He did a nice job there. First real Creighton Prep opportunity came. But Beatty with the save, and he will boot this one out. Millard West will try and send it in deep. Creighton Prep has that covered well, though, defensively with Jacob Hove. It'll go out of bounds, though. And Millard West will have a throw-in. Off the throw-in. Burns can control it for Prep. Millard West now will try to set something up offensively. They'll have to play back, though. Now all the way back in, and the save is made on the long attempt there. Krenzer has hold of another one. And his boot will go all the way down towards Morey, who is able to control nicely. Was looking for Metcalf, now gets it to him as it's a miss by the defender. Metcalf cuts to the inside. He's got a look. Metcalf shoots, and it goes just wide. Just a bit past the far post. Simon Metcalf with a great opportunity here, as both him and Aiden Morey, a couple of the better goal scorers for Creighton Prep, showed off some great footwork, but unable to get anything out of it. And the Wildcats will have a goal kick. Creighton Prep able to take it off the goal kick. Millard West able to get it back though, and they'll play it up ahead. Nearly a 2-on-1 there. Now they do get it through, but we are going to have an offsides call. The initial pass to get him down to the 2-on-1 was onside, but the second pass made to try and set up the breakaway was offsides, and Creighton Prep will take over. Jacob Hove will do the kicking duties here. Low line drive, headed away by the Wildcats. And now here they come. Played through. Having to come out for it is Krenzer, and he's able to make the play. And he'll throw it ahead quickly to the near side with Pisasale. He's pressured by a Wildcat near the sideline. Now it goes back to Owen Glogowski, who goes with the long pass ahead for Maury, who's out-leaped by a Wildcat defender. And now Millard West will try and start back up. Nice save there near the sideline. And it's going to go out of bounds off the head of Owen Glogowski. Millard West will take over on the throw-in. Burns trying to get a steal here. Metcalf joins him, and Prep does come away with it. Metcalf played back to Pisasale, who's in some trouble here. A couple Wildcats in the area. He's still got control. Tried to play it off his heel to Metcalf, and that's going to go out of bounds off of Millard West. So the Wildcats doing a pretty good job pressuring the Junior Jays, getting them into some corners here along the sideline, but Creighton Prep has not committed any ugly turnovers just yet. Wildcats do take possession, though, as they apply pressure well once again. That's booted just to the right of us here in the press box by Creighton Prep. So Millard West will have another throw in here, as they've been in the Creighton Prep end for quite some time. Out of bounds again off a Junior J head. So now a deeper throw in for the Wildcats. From the corner, sent in, right to Krenzer. He's been sure-handed for the Junior Jays. And he will set things up once again for Prep. 10 minutes into this ball game as the boot goes down towards Maury yet again, but he's unable to get there before the Wildcats. However, it is played back to Pisasale, who will try to turn the corner. Now will have to stop, and just could not keep his feet about him as it goes out of bounds. Quick throw in for the Wildcats will go all the way down to Owen Glogowski, who does a nice job shielding off the Millard West attacker and letting that thing roll out of bounds. Goal kick coming for Creighton Prep. So Krenzer will set it up. Prep has had the best look so far. It was that Simon Metcalf breakaway off the pass from Aiden Maury that he sent just a little bit wide on the ground. So here is Krenzer with the kick. It's a low one. Glogowski could not control. Nice right foot to save a chance there. And Prep with Jacob Hove will be able to boot this one as far as the 40-yard line, where Metcalf will chase, but he's shielded off. It goes out of bounds. Millard West ball. So here are the Wildcats now as it's played back to their own half. Maury applying pressure, sent to the far sideline now. So the Wildcats will try and work into the Junior Jays end. Ball is saved. This one rolling towards the end line, and it is going to go out of bounds. That will be another goal kick for Creighton Prep. So the game started with the Junior Jays controlling most of the possession, generating some offensive opportunities, but it's really shifted as Millard West has generated a lot of pressure. They have been possessing the ball for the majority of the last 5 or 7 minutes. Creighton Prep will try and get something going now as that one goes out of bounds. It's trying to make a move to the outside. It was Brady Bragg, the sophomore. And it'll be another Millard West throw-in. Burns plays it ahead for Prep. Now sent through by Maury, but Millard West is there to control that. Pisasale will try and get it back for the Junior Jays, but he's beaten. And now the Wildcats have some numbers coming up the right side. Played out ahead. Glogowski trying to chase Millard West down, and he's able to do so. But we're going to have our first corner kick of the game as that one out of bounds off the Junior Jays. We'll see if the Wildcats can generate a chance here. They've had some decent look so far, none as good as the one Metcalf had on the other end for Creighton Prep. As they go the short way here on the corner kick. And a nice defensive play there by Metcalf. And now racing out ahead with it for the Junior Jays is Pisasale. We'll see if he can find some space. Tries to play it ahead to Maury, who's got excellent speed. And he is tripped up. Looks like the feet might have just gotten tangled there, so no call. And Millard West takes over, but able to send it a little bit past Burns. Looked like he was going to get there first, but Wildcats able to get there. And now falling to the ground by way of a foul was a Wildcat there near the 40-yard line, so it's going to be another Millard West free kick. 27 minutes to play here in this first half. Still scoreless. Here's the kick. Off the head of Hove and out to the right side where Matthews has some space, but a Wildcat comes from behind. Nice crossover to the inside. Matthews with another fake, and he will play ahead to Nick Ostapovich, who had it turned over. Pisasale, who's been busy so far, gets to it for Prep. Owen Glagowski had it go off the toe of a Wildcat and out of bounds. It's going to be another throw-in, but not before some Junior J substitutions. Number 11, Ben Trashinsky, who scored a goal yesterday, will come in. Number 21, Caden Glagowski, who scored 2 goals in the first half off the bench yesterday, will come in. And number 9, Sebastian Miller, who's been the leading scorer all year for the Junior Jays with 4 goals going into this game. He is in as well. Pisasale goes into Brady Bragg, and he was in some tight space there, ended up dribbling it out of bounds, and Millard West will take over on the throw-in. Nice header, and they're going to call a foul, though, actually, as going over the top to try and head that thing back to a teammate was Owen Glagowski of Prep, so Millard West will have yet another free kick, as they have been all over the Junior Jays end here the last 10 minutes. The kick goes off a couple bodies, but eventually into the hands of Krenzer in goal. And the Junior Jays will start back up. Owen Glagowski plays it up ahead to Caden Glagowski. He will play to the far side. Oh, what a play there to intercept it, but just a little bit too much on it as a Wildcat came running in for the steal, ended up going out of bounds. Wildcats try to play it ahead once again. Burns there with the right foot. Tries to play through, but can't. Now ahead, some space here. They'll try and send it to Caden Glagowski, who might have a look here. Wildcats racing back defensively, and Glagowski fires wide with the left foot. So Millard West able to avoid another disaster. Creighton Prep has had the better look so far, and that was another clear shot there, but just wide for Glagowski, who had 2 goals yesterday. So Millard West will have another goal kick. 24 minutes, 15 seconds remain in the first half. As this is sent up ahead to midfield. Wildcats trying to get this one through. Burns with a nice play to get it outside. Intercepted, though. Millard West will try and take it back. Sent ahead. Owen Glagowski will take it for Prep. Looking to get it to Burns. Didn't get enough on it. But now Hove is able to control. And he'll assess his options, trying to get out of his own end. Had his pocket picked. And Millard West will try and get something going here. Here's a look. Shot right into the hands of Krenzer, who's got another stop. And Krenzer hasn't faced any very serious chances for the Wildcats, but there have been several mediocre looks for the Wildcats, and Krenzer's been sure-handed on all of them. Here's Prep past midfield. Sebastian Miller with a couple nice moves to get by. He'll send it up ahead, and that shot goes way up and over the net as it was bouncing, and Brady Bragg got his foot well under that one, and the Wildcats will have another goal kick. So it's been tight back and forth as we expected. 4 and 5 seed going head-to-head. You expect a close, hard-fought game, and that's exactly what we've gotten so far. Burns trying to head that one, went to the ground. Hove able to take it for Creighton Prep. He'll go all the way to the far sideline where he's just got to kick that one out of bounds. And Millard West will take over with another free throw at midfield. Played all the way back to the goaltender. Beatty off that throw-in, and now it'll come to the near side. Wildcats have some time and space here to try and set something up, but Burns with the interception as Millard West tried to play something out ahead. They'll get it back, though, as the pass eluded Nick Ostapovich. Pisasale with good pressure defensively. Burns is there as well, and he's able to get the steal. Burns able to split a couple defenders, but eventually loses control, and Millard West sends it all the way back down where Hove will converge with Zerline, and Zerline will lead it back to Krenzer. That'll be rolled to Owen Glagowski up ahead to Ostapovich, who's got plenty of space. Tries to feed it in through a couple defenders and eventually does come to Trashinsky, who sends it out to Caden Glagowski, who's got a Wildcat to beat, and that is going to be rolled out of bounds. Nice defense there from Millard West. They've locked things down. Junior Jays aren't getting as many of those through passes and dribble moves to the inside as they were in the first 5 or 6 minutes. Corner kick here for Prep, their first of the game, as this one sent a header, and it's in! Creighton Prep's got the first goal of the game. 1-0 Junior Jays. As down there for the goal, looked like it was Owen Glagowski, the sophomore. And the Junior Jays strike first. It is 1-0 with 21 minutes left. So their first corner kick of the game, and the Junior Jays take advantage, as that one was sent beautifully over the head of the goaltender and all the crowds on the near side of the net. And right there with the header on the far side was Glagowski. And Creighton Prep's got the lead in this quarterfinal. Out to the far side, Millard West will try and get an answer going. They've got a steal, but Glagowski is back there once again to clear it out. Off the header, Wildcats able to take over. We'll play to the inside now, and slipping there. And creating a turnover there was Millard West. Caden Glagowski trying to put pressure on a Millard West midfielder. And now the Wildcats might have some numbers moving in here. But standing up there with a nice defensive play was Owen Glagowski. Burns cleared it as far as the 40-yard line. He's got his head on another one. Pisasale going for a header to try and clear, and that's going to be out of bounds off the head of Millard West. Off the Prep throw-in, Wildcats take possession again, but Hove with a nice play with the chest defensively, and now he's got control of it. Halfway through the first half, 20 minutes remaining until halftime, as this is sent through, trying to run onto it, but that's going to roll out of bounds as Ostapovich tried to set up Trashinsky on a run, but it goes out of bounds. Millard West will have another throw-in, and they will send this one out to the 50-yard line where Creighton Prep has 3 defenders, but Millard West still able to take it back, and now they've got a free runner on the right side and trying to send it through, but rejected there. It was Owen Glagowski who was able to play it back out of bounds. Wildcats will throw it in again. Burns able to get the steal off the throw-in. It's sent back down. Millard West trying to head this one back in. Burns gets the left foot on it. And this will go to the midfield line, and it's just a bit beyond, out of bounds. Wildcats with another throw-in. Play has stayed mainly on this near side as this is out of bounds once again. Burns and Glagowski have been very active here on this left side of the Creighton Prep defense, getting their heads on some of these offensive attempts as the Junior J went to the ground, and we're going to have a foul against the Wildcats, so Creighton Prep They'll take over with the free kick. 18:30 remaining in the first half. As it'll be Owen Glagowski trying to play it to Ostapovich. It eluded him. Nice play to keep it in bounds by Millard West, but Ostapovich has it. Tries to send it through. Looked like there might have been a miscommunication as Ostapovich sent it to the right of the defender, and going to the left of the defender was Caden Glagowski. This is going to go out of bounds, and it is going to be Millard West throwing it in. This one comes in. Ostapovich applying some pressure. This one way up in the air. Burns looking for it. Able to deflect it just enough to get it back to Hove, but he played it right into the midsection of a Wildcat. We'll see if they can get something going. Sent back toward the near side. A missed header. Hove will try and clear, and that he does. Sending it just past midfield. Running onto it now, Caden Glagowski. Looking to send it over the head of a Millard West defender. And Wildcats able to retain possession nicely as this one is going to go out of bounds off of Junior J. So it'll be another Wildcat throw-in with 17:10 to go in the first half. As that one goes all the way down toward the corner. Millard West will have another throw-in there. Played in. Junior J defenders trying to take a steal in their own end. This one's going to go out of bounds. It'll be Creighton Prep ball on the throw-in, and they will bring in another substitute, their fourth substitution of the game. That'll be Nick Montemarano, the senior, checking in for Nick Ostapovich. High arcing throw-in, defended nicely by Millard West. But Prep able to take it back. And now here's Owen Glagowski thundering ahead. Tried to play it through for Caden Glagowski, but it was defended well by Millard West. We'll send it back ahead. Burns puts the pressure on. And now all the way it goes to Krenzer, and he will corral another one and set things up for the Junior Jays. Thrown into the middle. Burns plays it with the left foot out to Brendan Zerline. He will find Brady Bragg. But Millard West takes it back as Sebastian Miller's looking for a steal. Wildcats able to hold on to it though. As that one is sent off the back of Zerline, and Nick Montemarano will have his first touch as he tries to send it ahead to Ben Trzynski. But Millard West able to take that one back. Pisasale gets his chest on one at midfield. Montemarano turns back and plays to Owen Glagowski. Touch pass did not work. Trzynski didn't get much of it, and it'll go out of bounds. Millard West will take over. And the official very precise about where he wants this throw-in to come in. Finally got this one set up. Wildcats will play it in. That one went off Burns, out of bounds off Prep. Wildcats will have another throw-in, and they will bring in a couple substitutions themselves. .30 to go in the first half. Junior Jays have the lead at 1-0 here in this one. As Millard West will get set for a throw-in. Wildcats have dominated possession to this point. As this one sent all the way down by Millard West. Plenty of velocity behind that one, but no exact destination as it goes out of bounds off the wall, and Creighton Prep will have a goal kick with Krenzer. This one sent up ahead. Caden Glagowski missed the header, and Millard West is able to grab possession as a result. Long lead pass is going to go past the attacker and right into the hands of Krenzer again. He's been a busy man, hasn't had to make any incredible saves to this point, but several pass attempts and slow rollers and fairly decent shot attempts coming his way. He stopped them all, as there's a foul against Millard West. Creighton Prep will have a free kick right at midfield, just a little bit behind it, as Hove will get this one set up. 13 minutes to play in the first half. As he goes to the right side, header goes into the middle, dangerous. Look here, Trushinsky runs into the goaltender. The ball's right there. Can Trushinsky put it in? He can't. Second effort goes off the crossbar. Rebound is blocked, and Millard West finally is able to take hold of it. My goodness, several opportunities there for Creighton Prep, but no goal. And now the Wildcats trying to race ahead the other way, but they don't have many numbers with everybody back defending. Krenzer, off the pass from Glagowski, will send it down, and now Trushinsky's got some space on the left side. One defender with him. Trushinsky assesses his options, plays to the middle, and it'll be kicked back out to Montemurano. He'll work his way in. Montemurano went to the ground, and there is a foul right at the 15-yard line, so Creighton Prep might have a good look here. We've already seen them score off a corner kick, and now they'll have a free kick in a fairly good position. So it'll be Caden Glagowski, the man who scored twice yesterday, set to boot this one. Millard West will set up a wall at about the 8-yard line. As Glagowski sends this one past the goal to the left side. And that's going to bring up another Millard West goal kick. Junior Jays will bring in 3 substitutes. Tyler Gonsalski will see his first action. Simon Metcalf will return to the game. And Max Matthews will return to the game as well for Creighton Prep. But several great chances for Creighton Prep just moments ago. As Millard West will get things started again. They hit the crossbar. Trushinsky had a great chance. Or actually, it was Caden Glagowski who had the great chance in front, as he ran into the goaltender and had an open net for a while, but Millard West able to get back defensively. As this one sent up ahead by the Wildcats. Hove gets his head to it. Owen Glagowski to Montemurano, who was able to slip it through to Metcalf. Burns pressured from behind. He's able to find Hove back at the 25-yard line, and he'll send it way out ahead towards Matthews. And that is going to trickle out of bounds. Good shielding there by the Millard West defender. Wildcats will throw it in, and now they might have a look here. As this one's sent through towards the middle, Pisasali trying to defend along with Owen Glagowski, but Krenzer's right there to gobble another one up. And with 10:15 to go, the Junior Jays will have control. Millard West putting plenty of pressure on, though, but a little too much, as that's going to be a foul against the Wildcats. So Prep on the far sideline at their own 20-yard line here. Leahy will have the free kick, as it'll be Jacob Hove. Under 10 to play until halftime. As this one sent way up in the air and headed by Millard West. Missed kick, though, will give it back to Creighton Prep, as trying to fight off a defender there was Brendan Zerline, and the Wildcats commit yet another foul. So it'll be another free kick coming for the Junior Jays. Hove will deliver it once again. He'll play it ahead for Gonsalski, who is offsides. As the whistle blows, the flag is raised, and Millard West will have another free kick. So from about the 26-yard line, Wildcats will set things up offensively, as the first look was not there on the near side. Instead, it'll be sent right down the middle, where it's deflected back to Brendan Zerline. Burns fights for it, and eventually Montemurano able to get a foot on it, and he'll race ahead, trying to play through for Gonsalski, who's got some chances here on the left side. Gonsalski was able to play it off the defender and set up a corner kick here for Creighton Prep. So nice improvisation from the junior Tyler Gonsalski. It looked like it was going to go out of bounds off his foot as he was a little bit indecisive trying to get that pass across, but recognized at the last moment that he could just pop that one right off the defender and set up a corner kick. Junior Jays have had one corner kick so far, and they scored off of it. Sent in again, but this time Millard West able to control it as Beatty gobbles it up. But Burns gets his head on the drop kick. And Creighton Prep will watch this one roll out of bounds. Wildcats will throw it in. And now they might have an opportunity here, trying to send it through to the middle. Pisasale had better positioning, though, and he's able to take it and play it up the left side for Metcalf. Couple defenders meet him, but he's got some space. Couple nice moves. Metcalf looking for a cross. He'll go all the way across the field to Matthews, who runs onto it nicely. He went down as he looked to dribble that one through. Wildcats with good defense. And they'll play it all the way up ahead on the left side. 3-on-3 here. As the pass went behind the first attacker. Second one able to get onto it for the Wildcats. Montemurano and Burns defending. And Burns able to come up with the interception. He will play it back for Owen Glogowski, who finds Metcalf. Looking for a through ball. Pisasale will race for it with a Wildcat defender. Pisasale able to get the foot on it. Gonsalski's right there in the middle. Makes a nice move. And the shot he did not get all of as it was bouncing up in the air. And it looked like he might have been offsides anyway. Either that or it's a goal kick. Either way, Millard West avoids that opportunity for the Junior Jays. And it looks like they did indeed call offsides on Gonsalski. So with 6 minutes left, Millard West will look to send it up ahead as it looks like Gonsalski is going to come out of the game. And Caden Glogowski will take his place on the front end for the Junior Jays. Still a 1-0 game. Creighton Prep and Millard West in this Metro Conference Tournament quarterfinal round. Only goal so far scored by Owen Glogowski off a corner kick. As Millard West sends this one out. Burns was able to get a piece of it along with Brady Bragg, who's able to play it to the far side. Sent up ahead. Trushinsky, or rather, Kane Glogowski with a kick, trying to run onto it and getting to it was Brady Bragg, but Millard West able to take control and boot this one out of bounds. So a third corner kick upcoming for the Junior Jays. They've had two from the near side. Now they will have their first one from the far side with 5:10 to go in the first half. And it's going to be Pisasale heading out to deliver the corner. Junior Jays, if you're just joining us, have the 1-0 lead. The only goal they've scored has come off a corner kick. Here comes another one. This one delivered nicely, and getting a piece of it was Jacob Hove there on the inside, but the goaltender able to shut him down, but out of bounds off Beatty in goal, so it'll be another corner kick from the same spot. See what the Junior Jays can do with this one. Pisasale sends it in. This one comes up a little bit short, but it's headed right back out to Pisasale. He'll send another one in. That one's rejected, and he'll have to try and race to keep the offensive attack going. Millard West able to outrun him. Burns with a nice sliding play to stop any attack there from Millard West and send it out of bounds. Wildcats have a throw-in. And off the throw-in, it's popped up in the air, sent further down. Hove able to get a head on it. Burns and Montemurano looking for that one, and it's Nick Montemurano able to come up with it and play over to the far side. Sent toward Caden Glogowski, but Wildcats able to get a foot on it. Metcalf will try and race back on defense as Millard West tries to send it through. Nice deflection there. Reaching back behind him with the right foot was Owen Glogowski. And now Montemurano has space up the middle. He'll try and get past a defender. Goes down to the ground as he looked to split a couple defenders. And Millard West takes it back. Sent in. Krenzer with another save there off the lead pass. And he will drop kick this one out past midfield. Wildcats, though, able to intercept and try and start another offensive opportunity. Owen Glogowski will look to shut it down, though. And he'll boot that one all the way out and up over the fence. Nice one-handed catch there by the fan standing out. He's on his phone with his left hand. He's got the catch in his right hand. Heck of a play there. And we'll have to wait for that ball to come back down. And Millard West will have a free throw, or rather a throw-in. 3 minutes to play in the first half. As the clock stops with that ball going all the way out of play. 3:01 remaining, and that's why we've got a little bit of a delay here. Referee giving the signals up here to the press box. And they're going to add 40 seconds on the clock, so 3:41 to go before this Millard West throw-in. And now we're ready to go. Wildcats will send it in. We're on the far sideline. Play back towards the middle. Montemurano applying pressure. And we're going to get a foul called. So the Wildcats will have a free kick from just about the 25-yard line here as they continue to try and generate something offensively. They've had the majority of possession here in this first half, but Creighton Prep's defense has done a heck of a job shutting down those lead passes and run-ons and cross-pass opportunities. Wildcats really haven't had any high-quality looks. See if something comes off this free kick, though. It's sent in, and having to make a diving save is Krenzer. He's on yet another one. And with 2:45 to go, he will boot this one out. As that one certainly caught me by surprise. You would expect on a low kick like that somebody to get a foot on it, whether it be the offense or the defense. But that thing went straight on through to Krenzer, who was able to make the save as this one goes out of bounds up into the stands. Prep throw-in goes to Burns, who plays back to Owen Glogowski, who finds Krenzer, who comes out of the box and boots it up ahead down the middle. Past midfield. Nice header by Caden Glogowski to set up Simon Metcalf. He makes a couple nice moves. Goes back behind midfield. Owen Glogowski again. Thought about going to Krenzer. Instead will dribble up the near sideline and lose possession. Wildcats send it back down. Metcalf is there for the Junior Jays. He'll go back to Hove, who takes it himself. Wheels around to the far side. And finds Brendan Zerline. That one's sent up ahead, but nobody home for the Junior Jays. Wildcats will have time to try and set something up again offensively, but Max Matthews with some kind of move there. What a play as he's able to drag it through with the right foot, but the pass was a little bit wide of Caden Glogowski, who just couldn't quite run onto it. And Beatty grabs it for Millard West. He will have a drop kick coming here. Past midfield. Owen Glogowski to Hove to Burns. Glogowski again. Now Pisasale on the near side. He'll go to Burns, who has a man wide open. That's Jacob Hove, the center back. With 1 minute to go here in the first half, as this one sent all the way out ahead to Caden Glogowski, Wildcat defender. He'll make a nice play, though. That one came up into the face of Matthews, but he's able to get the block and recover to run onto this one. Matthews trying to get a cross through, looking for it as Metcalf. He was tied up there in the middle, and he'll have to race with Beatty, who will get there first and clear for Millard West. Wildcats able to send this one out to midfield. Owen Glogowski with a nice play there. Touch was a little too strong, but he's able to keep possession with the slide. Owen Glogowski will find a wide open Caden Gligowski, who is offsides as the whistle blows. And Millard West will have a kick coming here with 15 seconds left in the first half. So barring something miraculous, we will go to halftime with the Junior Jays up 1-0. That's going to do it for the first half. There will be no kick as Creighton Prep leads Millard West by a score of 1-0 here at the halftime break. Only goal scored by Owen Gligowski off a corner kick. We'll be back in about 10 minutes or so to bring you the second half of action here in the Metro Conference quarterfinal. Welcome back to Leahy Stadium here at this boys Class A soccer Metro Conference quarterfinal matchup between 4th seeded Creighton Prep and 5th seeded Millard West. Tyler Reedy bringing this one to you here on the Creighton Prep Sports Network. Junior Jays have a 1-0 lead over the Wildcats on the corner kick header goal by Owen Glagowski. And that is where we stand. Millard West has had the majority of possession to this point, but really no quality looks. The Junior Jays defenders, Jacob Hove, Owen Glagowski, John Burns, Nick Montemurano, Tom Pisasoli have all done a fantastic job limiting the Wildcats from breaking in and getting any high-quality opportunities on Ian Krenzer, who's really only had to make one difficult save. That was the diving stop late in the first half on the free kick. That came low and on the ground, but aside from that, it's been pretty easy going for him. Junior Jays have had a couple other nice opportunities aside from the one goal. Simon Metcalf had a good look that he sent just wide in the first few minutes, and then Junior Jays hit a crossbar as well on a wild sequence in the Millard West box, as it was Caden Glagowski who had the first look, and then a couple more Junior Jays were in there as well. But the Wildcats able to get a couple key blocks and keep it a 1-0 game. Millard West starts with possession here to start the second half. Wildcats are in orange. Junior Jays are in black, as Prep's got an early steal, but Millard West defense able to take the ball back. As this one's sent, trying to step into it for the Junior Jays, Spisasole, and eventually it's sent all the way out ahead to Ben Trashinsky. Tries to run onto it, able to get a first touch, but eventually he's beaten by Millard West, but kicked out of bounds. And the Junior Jays will have a throw-in coming from fairly deep in the offensive end. Give and go off the throw-in. Pisasole able to make one move, beat one man, send it to the inside, but it'll be booted out. Running back onto it for the Junior Jays, now setting up a look. This one is sent towards the net, and a save had to be made there with the fingers of Beatty, as that was a nice pass from Brady Bragg to Nick Ostapovich, and the floating, slicing shot was stopped. But a corner kick will result for the Junior Jays. So it looks like it'll be Ostapovich from the near corner. Here it comes. Millard West able to get the head on it, but a second chance opportunity sails over the top of the net as the left foot of Sebastian Miller just off the mark there. We got an injured Wildcat there. Might have been injured going up for the corner kick. And we will take a quick break as the athletic trainers will come out to attend to the injured Wildcat. We'll be right back. Good to see injured Wildcat walking off the field on his own power. Wildcats will have a goal kick after the Creighton Prep corner kick was sent high and over the net off the rebound by Sebastian Miller. So we will get back underway. Goal kick comes out just shy of midfield where Ostapovich gets a head on it for Prep. Wildcats responded with a header of their own, and now they've got a man run onto it on the near side. He overran it though, and Sebastian Miller able to get a steal as a result. That one goes off a Wildcat and out of bounds, so a throw-in coming. As that one's sent to Ostapovich off Miller. Ostapovich went down hard, and there's going to be a foul called at about the 37-yard line Ostapovich will quickly set up the free kick as he sends that one all the way down, and they got a head on it, as it looked like that was Brady Bragg getting to that one, but rolled right to Beatty. He was able to throw it back out for the Wildcats. Off the shoulder of Bragg, and now running onto it is Ostapovich. Wildcat defender able to sidestep him, though. Millard West will work along the far side. Send all the way down where Owen Glogowski tried to shield a defender off, but they'll say it went out of bounds off of him. So Millard West will have a throw-in from a quality position as Burns tries to defend for Creighton Prep. He's joined by Bragg. Now right in the middle, Ostapovich able to send it high up in the air after the steal. Miller trying to run underneath it off the bounce. It is sent out of bounds by Millard West. Miller throws in to Ostapovich. Now Burns will take it, sends it out ahead, and it was deflected by a Wildcat. Miller trying to run onto it, and just going to be safely played out of bounds by Millard West. And it's going to be a throw-in for Prep. Miller goes back to Brendan Zerline, who dribbles into the middle, has Burns back behind him. And Burns will go back to midfield for Hove. He sends it all the way down. And receiving it nicely is Trashinsky. He finds Bragg, went off a Wildcat defender. Ostapovich tries to send it into the middle, and it's cleared out. Millard West has some space to work with now. Burns able to jump that one. Off the foot of Bragg, he couldn't receive it. Ostapovich with an interception. He puts some English on that one, right into the middle. Great save made there on the look by Aiden Morey. Beatty able to come up with a stop, and Morey is down as he collided there with the goaltender. And we've got another injured player in virtually the same spot. That's Aiden Morey, the Creighton Prep striker, who had a great opportunity there. Had to just kind of flick a foot onto that one and coming out to make the save, but also colliding with the Junior J was the goaltender Beatty. We'll take another quick break. Back here at Leahy Stadium, another good sign. Aiden Morey, the injured Junior J, walking off the field on his own power after he had that great chance in front on the pass from Ostapovich. Wildcats will have a kick here, as taking the place of Morey will be Caden Glogowski, number 21 in black. So Wildcats send this one down. Nice play to get in front there by Owen Glogowski, who's playing a heck of a ball game. This one is sent back in by the Wildcats, able to turn and send it back out as Brendan Zerline. Sebastian Miller on the chase for the Junior Jays. Millard West, though, able to get to it defensively and play it back to Beatty in goal. Might have miskicked that one a little bit. Ostapovich able to come up with it. Bragg plays it through for the Junior Jays. Trying to get there first is Trashinsky, but the Wildcats able to send that one back out. Ostapovich will go to Miller. Right on the sideline. That's going to be out of bounds off Millard West, and they go to throw it in. A little too quick there. Didn't realize that it was going the other way for Creighton Prep. Junior Jays will have the throw in. Ostapovich will play into Miller, who's got a little bit of space. Closing in nicely, though, the Wildcats. They try to play it out, went off the foot of Zerline. And now Burns will try and play it back over his head. Hove with a nice tackle there. And he hands off to Burns, who finds Zerline up ahead. Ostapovich, stop and go, cut to the middle. And his through pass was deflected and cleared all the way back down by Millard West, where Glogowski plays it to Burns. Went over the head of both Glogowski and the Millard West defender. As now Beatty will play it to the near sideline. Millard West in their own corner, and that one out of bounds off Sebastian Miller as he came in for the steal. Wildcats will have another throw-in. They send that one straight up the sideline, and it never came in bounds. So Creighton Prep will take it now with Brendan Zerline, and he's going to get to run all the way up to where that first throw-in was attempted. So maybe an opportunity brewing for the Junior Jays. Zerline with the long throw, looking for Miller. It's deflected. Bragg might have a chance, but it's bouncing way up in the air, and he had to try and get his left foot around that. Not an easy thing to do, and it's sent over the net. Goal kick coming for Millard West. Seven minutes into this second half, Junior Jays lead the Wildcats 1-0 on the goal off the corner kick in the first half by Owen Glogowski. As Millard West tries to play this one through. Burns able to come up with it for Prep. He finds Ostapovich. Had it taken away for a moment. Caden Glogowski trying to recover it for the Junior Jays. But Millard West able to get free, but there is Jacob Hove once again defensively, trying to shield off the defender. Almost ran out of real estate, but played it nicely up ahead to Ostapovich. He tries to find Caden Glogowski, and it does come to him after the defender stopped it. Glogowski switches places with Miller, and it's out of bounds off Millard West. Quick throw-in, though. Glogowski finds Miller, who's running onto this one. Got his left foot on it, but Beatty, once again, a brick wall on one of those run-and-gun opportunities in front. And he's able to come up with the stop and smother it, as that time Sebastian Miller had the look. So there's the drop kick, sent all the way out to midfield, where Owen Glogowski's able to outleap and get the head on it. Hove with a header to find Burns, and he lofts this one up to Miller. Cuts to the inside, tries to send it through. Caden Glogowski with a look. Beatty's all the way out. He trips him up. And do we have a foul? It looks like we just might. And we do indeed have a foul. The question is whether or not it's going to be inside the box. I believe they're going to call it outside, as it was Caden Glogowski who had the look. And Beatty, who's been incredibly aggressive in goal, came out once again and was able to stop the initial attempt from Glogowski, but fouled him in the process. The officials are having a discussion over it. And we'll see where they spot this. It looks like it is going to be a PK, and it's going to be Sebastian Miller, the Junior Jays' leading goal scorer, to take it. And this would be a big one to put the Junior Jays ahead by 2. So Miller gets set for it. Gonna go with the left foot for the 2-goal lead. Here it comes, and Miller is stopped. It goes way up in the air. The header was missed, and now it's finally cleared out. Miller tried to go right down Broadway, but getting his foot on that one, reaching back behind him, was Beatty with the big save on the PK. And now Millard West will have a throw-in out near midfield. We'll see if that can change the momentum a little bit. It's been all Junior Jays to start the second half. And now here comes Millard West. They played into the middle. Back out to the near side, but a little too much on that one. It's going to roll out of bounds across the end line, and Creighton Prep will have a goal kick. That's a great save by Beatty on that PK. Sebastian Miller just tried to keep it simple, go right down the middle on the ground, but Beatty able to pop that one up in the air and come up with the stop. So here's Krenzer for the Creighton Prep goal kick. That one sent right down the middle. Miller able to get a touch on it. Ostapovich tries to spring to him. Here's Beatty out again, and he's able to gobble that one up. There's just a little bit too much on it on that through pass from Ostapovich. Drop kick, played aggressively by Burns, who gets his foot on top of it. Right to a Wildcat, and they'll try to get something going. Hove with another nice defensive play, and he zigzags to the outside, tries to play it through, but it's stopped there by a Wildcat. And Millard West has some time and space out near midfield. Burns trying to defend as this one sent through. There's Krenzer yet again, and he will wheel this one back out to Pistasale, who boots it off a Wildcat, and looks like they're going to call a handball against Millard West. So Creighton Prep will have a free kick as we are 10 minutes into the second half. Junior Jays lead Millard West 1-0 in the Metro Conference quarterfinals. Winner of this one will take on the winner of Omaha South and West Side tomorrow. So here is the free kick from Owen Glogowski. And Wildcats able to smother that one easily, although Creighton Prep still pressing here. This one bouncing all over the place up in the air. And now Millard West able to get a hold of it for a moment, but it goes out of bounds right near midfield. Junior Jays with a throw-in. Pistasale delivers it. Kane Glogowski trying to get to it. Burns comes in, got his foot on it. Ostapovich plays it back to Zerline, who's got all kinds of room. Now Miller dribbles into the inside. Now tries to play it through. Maybe a look here, but just a little bit too far for Trushinsky as Beatty able to cover that one up. And he will drop it back out. Burns goes up for it. Can't come up with it for the Junior Jays. That one is sent through. Hove another nice play as it's forced back for the Wildcats. And it goes out of bounds. Good pressure from Ostapovich and Hove. Another throw-in for the Junior Jays. Brendan Zerline just over the head of Miller, but it does come back to him. Burns tried to dribble through a couple and lost it. And we're going to have a foul called as Ostapovich sent a Wildcat to the ground. And there'll be a free kick coming from the 35-yard line or so here. We'll see if the Wildcats can generate anything here off this kick. Millard West still trailing by a goal. Here it comes. Krenzer comes out. He missed it. And it's going to be sent in. Millard West has tied the game at 1 as Ian Krenzer came out to try and grab that one. It went through his hands. The Junior Jays are claiming he was contacted and fouled, but the call is a goal, and it is a tie game as Millard West has evened it with 27:45 to play in the second half. So for the second time, we've seen a goal scored off of a kick. Free kick for Millard West. It was a corner kick earlier for Creighton Prep. And Max Matthews comes in for Creighton Prep after that goal. So now we are tied at 1. This game playing out very similarly to how most of the Junior Jays games have played out this year. Tight, low-scoring games. We've seen 2 Junior Jay games go to shootouts. We saw one end in overtime to open up the season, but other than yesterday's game against Burke, no Creighton Prep game has had more than 3 goals scored in it. So low-scoring, tight games become very familiar for the Junior Jays, and they're in another one here with Millard West. Brendan Zerline tries to play it ahead to Ostapovich, can't do so. Millard West able to take over. They'll send it out ahead. We'll see if they can keep the momentum going, as this will be sent back down. Hove couldn't get his head on it, but a nice pivot by Glogowski, and he's able to play it all the way up ahead, but out of bounds. So it's going to be a throw-in for the Wildcats, as Burns was able to get a shoulder on it, but right out of bounds. Wildcats will keep it going. on the near side. Battle there, and eventually does come out for Millard West, but does go out of bounds. And we are going to have another Millard West throw-in. This one is played by Ostapovich. Now Matthews with a couple Wildcats in the vicinity. Lost control. Here's Millard West. Burns with a nice defensive stab. It's popped up in the air. Matthews able to run onto this one. Good first touch. Shields off a defender. Matthews has a man in his way, and he runs into him. And what's the call here? We're going to get a yellow card, and it is against the Wildcats. So our first card of the game goes against Millard West, as Matthews did a nice job controlling that lofty ball. We still got a whistle here, because they're going to redo the free kick, I believe, as the Wildcat who got the yellow card is still discussing things with the official as he checks out of the game. But Matthews did a nice job to control that ball, shield off the first defender, and then the second defender, who was standing right at midfield, just kind of stood there and let Matthews run into him. Really like a body check more than anything. And that is what drew the yellow card. So Prep will now have a free kick as the clock is stopped with 26:09 remaining in the second half. They're going to move Ostapovich back about 10 yards as he sets up for this one. Here it comes. Sent in toward the middle. Getting ahead on it was Junior J, and Metcalf had a look, but it went over the net. And that was a nice play by Brady Bragg to deflect it and set up a left-footed look for Metcalf, but over the goal and through the uprights, and the Junior Jays come close once again, but nothing there. Millard West will have a goal kick. Sent up the middle. Off the head. Hove able to get his right foot around it and play it ahead towards Ostapovich, who's unable to get to that one. This one's played. Hove got his chest on it. A Wildcat went down in the process. And Owen Glagowski able to get to it for the Junior Jays and send it back down. Caden Glagowski will try and go for this one. Metcalf comes in. Now Bragg to Ostapovich. Burns with some time and space. Nice pass out to Max Matthews, but he lost it. Good defensive play there, but the pass goes right to Zerline, who's got the interception for Prep. And he finds Brady Bragg. He's got room right down the middle. Bragg will go to the outside for Matthews. In and out move. Defender to the ground. Matthews into the middle. And that's cleared out. Ostapovich with a look. Blocked there. And the Wildcats get it as far as the 15-yard line where Metcalf has it. Plays it through, but unable to get to it is Pisasale. It goes out of bounds. And the Wildcats will have another goal kick. Both these teams doing well defensively, blocking shots, limiting a whole lot of high-quality opportunities. We saw several high-quality chances in the first half, not as many aside from the Miller PK and then the Wildcat goal here in the second half. Here is Metcalf. Some nice moves with the right foot. He's still got it as he dribbles through, sets up Ostapovich, who finds Matthews on the near side, and now in some trouble here with several Wildcats in the area. It's blocked way up in the air, and Beatty comes out to grab that one. And with just under 24 minutes to go in the second half, drop kick coming from Beatty. This one bounces just shy of midfield. Pisasale able to get his head on it for Prep. As this one's booted to Burns. And finds Bragg back to Hove, who lofts it high in the air. Bounces to Caden Glagowski, who's trying to fight for it near the corner. Still looking for it, as this one's going to be booted out by Millard West, but only as far as Bragg. Here's Pisasale up the left side towards the corner. Nice stop and go. Is he going to have enough real estate? He does. Gets it in towards Metcalf. It's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to be a corner kick for the Junior Jays. And if you're just joining us, the corner kick was the way in which Creighton Prep scored their only goal of the game. The header by Owen Glagowski made it 1-0 Prep about halfway through the first half. See what they can do off this one. Ostapovich sends it in toward the far side. Glagowski with another header, but that one goes just wide. And Millard West will have a goal kick, and they'll bring in a substitute. Just over 22 minutes to play here in this second half. Game still tied at 1. Wildcats scored their tying goal about 10 minutes ago off of a free kick. Goal kick. Burns trying to fight for it for the Junior Jays. Some nice moves, though, to corral it, but Prep all over that as Ostapovich takes it away, finds Pisasale. We'll get it to Bragg. Metcalf. Some nice moves again. He's got so much control when he's dribbling, and now he's able to break free a little bit. Metcalf down the far sideline, some more moves, and he eventually finds Bragg. Cuts to the middle, delivers across, and it's kicked out by Millard West, but two Junior Jays there waiting for it. Pisasale is the one who takes it. Nice crossover move to get to the inside. Stop and go, and he plays it back to Owen Glagowski. Pisasale will race down the left sideline. Send it to the middle. Squeaked under the foot of a Wildcat. Now it's popped up in the air. Metcalf looking for it. It comes to Ostapovich, who missed the first touch. Able to gather it, though, and send it back to Zerline. He finds Matthews. Nice heel play there. Here comes Zerline racing in. Can he get it across? He can't, but we're going to have another corner kick. Or is it going to be a goal kick? They'll rule that it was not touched by Millard West. It went straight off of Zerline, so it'll be a goal kick for the Wildcats. Just nearing the midway point of the second half in what is still a tie game here in the Metro Conference quarterfinal. Goal kick goes straight out of bounds near the Junior J bench, so Prep will have a throw-in. Pisasale will provide it into Metcalf, and he lost control. He and a teammate giving chase, though, as this one is sent ahead. Coming out for it is Krenzer. This one popped over him and popped over the net as well. Goal kick is coming for Creighton Prep. And the Junior Jays will make a substitution as well. Nick Montemarano will replace Brady Bragg in the midfield for Creighton Prep. As we are now past the midway point of the second half. 19:45 to play in regulation time. Goal kick goes just past midfield. It's popped up in the air. Ostapovich can control it. Pisasale was beaten to the ball. And now Millard West trying to create something here. It's popped towards Krenzer, and he's got an easy save. And he will boot this one out. Low line drive. Metcalf is hauled down. They're not going to rule that a foul, so Millard West will take possession. Pisasale got a touch. Burns now for Prep. Ostapovich, as the Junior Jays will reverse fields here. Matthews tries to go through the legs of the defender. Didn't quite work out. Still got a chance to pick up a steal. Matthews fighting hard for it, and they're going to call a foul on him. So Millard West will have a free kick. Now 18:40 to go in the second half. Junior Jays scored one in the first half. Wildcats scored the equalizer about 12 minutes ago here in the second half. As we wait for John Burns, he's got some kind of equipment issue. The ref is going to send him off for a substitute there. And it's something with his sock or his knee or something. So John Burns will head off for the Junior Jays, and his replacement will be Brady Bragg right back into the game for Creighton Prep. So here comes the free kick, sent high in the air. Millard West able to get it off the bounce. Owen Glogowski once again able to come up with it. It's played ahead to Max Matthews, who's somehow able to get through. But a nice step up there defensively for Millard West. And Matthews is a little shaken up there, limping around in some discomfort back behind the play as Millard West tries to create an opportunity. A couple orange jerseys down there as this one is off the inside of the elbow of a Wildcat. They'll call it a handball, and Prep will have a free kick. This one sent bouncing along the ground. Montemurano to the far side for Pistasali, who's got plenty of space. Metcalf is there with him on the outside. Pistasali, though, will take it himself. Now plays it out to Metcalf, who goes to chase it down in the corner. And he's got room to try and set up a cross. Here it comes from Metcalf. Into Glogowski. It went past him. Matthews is going to try to chase it down. Can't quite do so. And it's good that he was running pretty well after being a little shaken up, as John Burns has resolved whatever issue he was having. He'll come back into the game for Brady Bragg. With 17-10 to go, Wildcats will have a goal kick. To the far side, plenty of space here. Millard West crossing midfield. Montemurano closing fast, though. This one now set up in the middle. Trying to play through. Nice header there by Brendan Zerline. Will direct this one out of bounds. And Millard West will have another throw-in. Oh, misplay there. It's going to go out of bounds. And Prep will have their own throw-in as there was a quick pass, a little bit behind and surprising for the Wildcat. So here comes Prep with it. Matthews once again loses it as he tries to dribble through a host of Wildcat defenders as Millard West will now recoil back in midfield. Sent back in through the middle. Hove there with a header. Glogowski directs it to Pistasali, who tries to lead Metcalf. And it went off his back. Left behind for Millard West to take over. This one sent down. And there's no offsides call. Prep wants one, and now there is an offsides call. They're waiting for him to touch it. So Prep will take over as the Wildcats go offsides. 15:45 remaining in the second half. As we are still tied at 1. Pistasali and Metcalf with a give and go. Pistasali lost it, though, as it was bouncing wildly. Burns trying to take it for Prep. Able to poke it through the legs of a Wildcat. Nice play there. Ostapovich. Montemurano comes onto it. Metcalf trying to play Caden Glogowski down the middle, but it's booted off into the corner for safety by the Wildcats. And just kicked right out of bounds. It's going to be a deep corner throw-in for Creighton Prep as they will make a substitution. Aiden Morey, who was injured earlier on that good-looking opportunity, collision with Beatty very early in the second half, has come back into the game. That's a great sign as Max Matthews will check out. So 14:40 to go in the second half. Here comes the throw-in. About as far down in the corner as you can get. Pops up in the air. Kane Glogowski got a head on it. Ostapovich looking for the save. And it went out of bounds off Prep. So Millard West will have a goal kick. 14:15 to go. This one sent straight down. Ostapovich, the interception, but there's a defender back there. It's popped up in the air again. Wildcats trying to play it through. Bit of a missed kick, but it still does come to the man on the wing, and now it goes out of bounds off of Prep. Hove with another sure-footed defensive play, and it'll be a throw-in for the Wildcats. Morey races onto that one. He's got plenty of speed, fresh back into the game, and he boots it up in the air. Caden Glagowski will go for a chase as it's booted toward the near sideline. Lofted off the head. Ostapovich to Morey, who gets spun around, and the Wildcats are able to take it and boot it up ahead. Owen Glagowski with a nice defensive play, though. Burns looking to fend off some pressure. Can't do so. Wildcats take it. They send it out ahead. And Krenzer leaps up in the air and takes control of that one for Creighton Prep. Played out on the far side of Pissisale. In a little bit of trouble. Able to play back to Owen Glagowski. He's got a couple Wildcats on him. Finds Burns. Out to Pissisale again. He will go back to Burns, and that's going to be a foul. He was tripped up from behind. It'll be a free kick for Creighton Prep. And Burns will yield to Owen Glagowski. Sent all the way across the field for Zerline. Makes a nice touch. Gets it to Ostapovich. Morey, Zerline. Wildcats able to take it, and now it's sent out ahead. Nice play by Owen Glagowski to get it out of harm's way, but Millard West presses it back in, and now a chase for it. Owen Glagowski with a nice play there to take that one back for the Junior Jays. Sent it off Simon Metcalf, who almost came up with that one, had the ball caught up underneath his feet, and it goes out of bounds. Millard West will take the throw in. 12 minutes to go in the second half as the Wildcats will make a change. Game is still tied at 1. This one sent down by Millard West, but headed out by Owen Glagowski. He'll take control of it. As we've seen, Millard West has tried to do a lot more, kind of send it in high in the air and create opportunities that way. Creighton Prep has gone some more dribbling and give and goes so far, as losing the defenders. Caden Glagowski. The cross was sent back to Ostapovich, who has to chase it down, as that shot is sent well wide to the right by Ostapovich. And it'll be a goal kick coming for Millard West. 11 minutes to go in the second half. As this one is sent up the middle. Wildcats able to get possession of it, but a nice right-footed flick by Owen Glagowski. Able to send that one back in the Millard West end. Montemurano heads it to Metcalf, who's able to find Caden Glagowski. His one-touch pass did not get through. And now Millard West will cross midfield. Burns defending. Sent out ahead. Can they get to it in time? The answer is no. That will roll across the end line, and Creighton Prep will have themselves a goal kick with 10:15 to go in the second half. So time starting to wind down, and high-quality chances starting to fade away. It's starting to look more and more like this one's going to need extra time. As Krenzer's goal kick will be headed back in by Millard West. Burns trying to chase that one down. The attacker beats him. That one sent over the head on the cross, and Pissisale able to take it for Creighton Prep. Try to find Metcalf, but it burned past him. Now a high pop-up cross. Hove will touch it back to Krenzer, and he will roll it out to Zerline for the Junior Jays. He's pressured quickly, though. Finds Ostapovich, who gets a nice touch on it to lead Burns. He'll play it far ahead to Metcalf. That's perfectly placed. Simon Metcalf rolls right in and sends it wide right. That was a great lead pass by John Burns. Could not have ran down there to Metcalf and put it in a better spot, but Metcalf, tough angle, sent it just wide, and with 9 minutes to go in the second half, another goal kick for Millard West. There it goes right to Burns, who plays it off his head. Caden Glagowski was beaten to it. Now Millard West has it at the 30-yard line as that one sent out towards Burns, who's able to take it. Tried to feed Metcalf, but he was caught back behind the play. And Beatty sends it back out. Pisasale fights for it, though, and able to come up with it. Nice move to get around the defender. Here comes Thomas Pisasale, and it got caught just a little bit behind him. And Millard West able to take over. Here they come across midfield. Sent down the left side, lofted over Zerline. They go through the legs of Zerline, but no help there for the Wildcat attacker as Hove is able to take it and find Ostapovich, who's got plenty of room. Caden Glagowski, a little miscommunication with Maury. Maury wanted to run down the sideline, and Glagowski put it as if he was standing still. Now the Wildcats will take it and cross midfield on the near side. Pass goes into the middle and off some space. They got a free runner on the far side, but good defense from Montemurano, good defense from Burns, but no, there's going to be a foul. Burns is in disbelief. It was a great play by Montemurano as there was a free runner going up the right side for Millard West, but Montemurano got his foot in the way, and the defender decided to think twice. Then Burns came in and committed the foul that he does not agree with. So Wildcat, a bit slow to get up. He's sitting up, and now he is back to his feet with the help of a teammate, so that's a good sign. And there will be a free kick with 7 minutes to go. Wildcats scored their only goal of the game on a free kick from pretty close to this spot on the field. This one sent right into the hands of Krenzer. The Junior Jays will take over. Nicely placed pass. Pisasale runs onto it up the left side. There he comes, trying to get around to the outside. And we're going to get a foul against Millard West, it looks like, as Pisasale had his feet knocked out from under him just a bit as he tried to make that move to the outside. And Prep will have a free kick coming from Ostapovich with 6:20 to go in regulation time. Ostapovich sends this one in. Metcalf trying to get a head on it. It goes over him. Maury trying to hustle his way to it, but it goes just out of bounds. Goal kick coming for Millard West with 6 minutes left in regulation time. So there goes the kick. Over midfield. Hove misplayed it just a little bit, and it's going to cost him. Millard West will have a throw in, and they go to it quickly, but they turn it over. Burns with some space. Plays it onto the sideline for Ostapovich. Stops up. Tries to play through. Tight defense there on Montemurano. Is that one right on the sideline in front of us? And tripped up was Montemurano. And they're going to call a foul against Millard West. Prep playing quickly. Maury with that speed up the right side. Now he'll stop. Go again. Maury to the end line. Corner kick is coming with 5:10 to go. So here's the opportunity for Creighton Prep, and you can certainly feel the tension starting to build on the field, the sense of urgency heightening here down the stretch. As Max Matthews comes in for Caden Glagowski, Millard West makes a substitution as well. It'll be Ostapovich on the corner kick in the near right side. Here it comes. High up in the air, and that one did not spin the way he wanted to. As it goes back over the net and out of play, Wildcats will have a goal kick with 4.5 to go in regulation. There it goes out toward midfield. And then played nicely with the head. Chance for the Wildcats here to get something going. Pass one just a little too far, and Hove able to direct that one out of bounds. And Millard West is going to make another substitution. Now 4 minutes left in the second half. This 4-5 matchup is close. A hard-fought battle just as we expected. Montemurano trying to clear. Glogowski able to get a foot on it, and Montemurano was able to send it up the sideline. It's knocked out of bounds by the Wildcats. So a throw-in upcoming for the Junior Jays. Pisasale will provide this one as he gets it into Metcalf. Back to Pisasale again. And a nice play there. Montemurano almost did the splits as he got that to Metcalf. Lofts it way up for Maury, who's upset he couldn't get to that one as he was all alone on the near side. Millard West has a throw-in. Able to get past Zerline. Now they work to the middle. Wildcats might have a look here. Burns hustling to defend, though. They still work it through. Nice touch by Glogowski. This could be a look. Wildcats trying to send it back to the middle, and it's eventually booted out strongly by Hove. All the way back across midfield. It's misplayed by a Wildcat. Matthews full speed ahead, trying to get to it, but the Millard West Wildcat defender able to get there first and thwart that opportunity. That one sent up ahead. Now through towards Krenzer, who will take it with 2:20 to go in the second half. This one is booted high in the air. That is a long drop kick right there. Millard West got a head on it, but Simon Metcalf able to take control of this one and find John Burns. Over to Brendan Zerline. Makes a move. Zerline across midfield to Matthews. He touches to Ostapovich. Now back to Matthews. Creighton Prep could have a chance, but it just went out of the reach of Matthews. Ostapovich tries to head it back into Zerline. Now Montemurano runs onto it, gets a head on it, and will be whistled for the foul with under 2 minutes to play, 1:35 left, as Millard West will have a free kick. As Max Matthews trying to provide a spark for Creighton Prep here off the bench. And Millard West has held their ground defensively. And now they might have a chance here on the offensive end. This is sent in on the cross, and Krenzer collides softly with the attacker and holds on to it. And the Prep goalkeeper will boot this one back down. Outkick the forwards once again. And that went off the toe of Montemurano. Millard West starting to control possession a lot more down the stretch. We'll see if that carries over into regulation if we get there. This one crossed. Hove with a nice header, but it goes right to a Wildcat who corrals it off the chest. That one will go out of bounds. Who touched it last? The answer is Creighton Prep. And here we go. Corner kick coming for Millard West with 35 seconds left. So this could be one of the final chances of regulation. So buckle your seatbelts. Millard West trying to get a last-second game winner here. A corner kick sent in. Headed out. That was Zerline. Now it pops way up in the air. And it will be bounced around. Matthews will take it. Time is winding down. We are going to go to overtime here at Leahy Stadium, the fourth extra time game the Junior Jays have played this year. And it will be to decide who goes on to the Metro Conference semifinals to play the winner of Omaha South and Omaha West Side. Stay tuned, folks. This is a heck of a matchup. This is a heck of a game. We're going to extra time here at Leahy Stadium, and we'll be right back to bring it to you. Welcome back to Leahy Stadium. About ready to begin the extra period here between Creighton Prep and Millard West. Winner moves on to the Metro Conference semifinals to play the winner of Omaha South and Omaha West Side. And when you look at the schedules for these two teams, you see for Creighton Prep several extra period games. Overtime win over Omaha Central, 1-0 on opening day. 2-1 shootout loss to Omaha South back on March 29th, and a 1-0 shootout loss earlier this week at Millard South. So they've certainly got more experience. As you see, Millard West has not played a single extra time game this year, so we'll see if that factors in at all. But it has been intense, hard fought as we expected in this tournament. Hard to tell who's going to win this one at this point. Anything goes when you're beyond the 80th minute, as Prep will have possession to start. 2 10-minute periods, and of course no golden goal, so all 20 minutes will be played out even if one team scores first. And if we remain tied after 20, we will go to a penalty kick shootout underway in OT. John Burns with it for Prep. Plays it up the far side, and it just eluded Ben Trashinsky, and will go out of bounds. Throw-in coming for Millard West. That one off the foot of Ostapovich. And the Wildcats will have another throw-in closer to midfield. Burns defending with Trashinsky as this one's booted way up in the air. Hove gets a head on it, trying to clear it out. Can't quite do so. Battling forward is Owen Glagowski, and he does play it out to Tyler Gonsowski, who is checked back into the game to start overtime. Gonsowski finds Ostapovich. He will stop and try and play it to the far side, looking to run onto it there. A chance here for Sebastian Miller. He will get a left foot on it, but it is sent up high and over the net. And that is going to be a goal kick for Millard West, as we're a minute into this first overtime period. Goal kick, angled towards the left side, eluded the first Wildcat. Second one able to get to it. And some nice close range moves. Millard West trying to generate an attack here, but there's nobody home on the offensive end, as this will bounce all the way down to Krenzer, who will grab it and set up a drop kick. This one towards the far side, right to a Wildcat. Burns play it out to Zerline. Bounces up in the air. Burns got his head on it. Gonsowski, and looks like we're going to have a foul back where Burns went up for that header. So it'll be a free kick coming for Millard West. From just beyond midfield. 7:50 left in the first overtime. Sent down and headed perfectly by Jacob Hove. Gonsowski runs onto it and will watch it be played out of bounds by the Wildcats. Throw-in coming for Prep. It'll be Pisasali to Trosinski, who had it bounce off in the wrong way. Owen Glagowski trying to recover it for Prep, and he's able to ward off that defender perfectly. Look at Glagowski battle, and he draws the foul. That's a heck of a play by Owen Glagowski. We've seen him do it several times today, just using that size and strength to keep attackers right out of the picture there. As that goes out of bounds. Throw in for Prep. Gonsowski will turn back to the outside and race toward the corner, trying to set up a cross. Gonsowski to his right foot. That one comes across in front. It's juggled by the goaltender, Beatty, and he finally does have control, as that was Brady Bragg in there with a glorious opportunity. It was bouncing all over the place, but finally into the hands of the goalkeeper, and he will boot this one out. Burns gets a nice right foot on it. Millard West able to clear it back. Burns again to the right side. Zerline gets a head on it. A counter from Millard West, and now here they come. Burns racing back defensively. This one's played way up in the air. Can Krenzer get it? Yes, he can. Sure-handed as always. And he will play it to Jacob Hove. 6:10 to go in OT period number 1. one played up the right side. Gonsowski full speed ahead giving chase, but it's played all the way back to Beatty, who rolls it along the ground. And Millard West is able to get to it. Ostapovich overran it, as that ball might have had some spin to it. As Millard West now will try to make a pass to the near side, but that one behind and out of bounds. Prep will take over on the throw-in. Here is Burns. Back to Jacob Hove. He's got Zerline, and we'll find him on the far sideline. Play has been mostly on that far side of the field here to start OT. As Millard West and Prep battle for it near the Junior J bench, as it is passed out of bounds once again. Junior J will have another throw-in, as they want the throw-in to be farther back. There's some hesitation on the part of Zerline, so they'll do the throw-in again, as we are halfway through the first overtime. Booted back high in the air. Burns and Ostapovich will go forward for Prep, and now Burns will come up with it. Finds Ostapovich. He's got a man out in front. Trushinsky. It's a beautiful through ball, but Trushinsky is beaten to it by that Millard West defender, and that'll go all the way down to the corner. And the Wildcats will emerge with it. But Ostapovich able to block that pass attempt, but just a bit out of bounds. So a throw-in coming for Millard West. Knocked up in the air. Header by Owen Glagowski, but went right over the top of a Wildcat, and he's going to be called for the foul. So with 4 minutes to go in OT number 1, Millard West will have a free kick from right at midfield. Pass it over to the middle. Now it's sent all the way into the box. And, losing it was Krenzer, but a great recovery by Hove. Oh, boy. That was a dangerous threat there for Millard West. But Prep able to survive it. Wildcats are still down there, looking for an opportunity. A nice block by the Junior Jays, and now Ostapovich will be able to settle things down as he plays out to Trushinsky. He'll lead it ahead for Gonsowski, trying to run onto it. Able to recover it, but it goes out of bounds, and that is going to be off Gonsowski. Millard West will take over. Ostapovich with a nice steal. Trushinsky emerges with it. Back to Burns. We'll find Bragg. West to reverse his field and find Pisasali, who's got plenty of room. Now a couple defenders close in as he reaches midfield, and he will have to play back over to Burns. Burns for Ostapovich, just a little too far out in front of him, and the Wildcats able to take it. 2:35 to go as this one's out of bounds off Millard West. Here's the throw in for Pisasali to Burns. Pisasali again on the sideline. Works his way to the outside, now back to the middle. He's got some room now. Pisasali still has it, and now threw it across, was looking for Miller, but instead found a Millard West defender. Now played all the way out ahead. Fighting for it is Hove. That thing's going to trickle out of bounds, but not before a foul is called on Hove. So this is going to be a free kick right near the sideline for Millard West. There it goes. Krenzer gets leveled there and is able to hang on to it. Let's hope he's okay down there in the box, as he is still down. Krenzer made a heck of a play there, as there was just one Wildcat down there, but that one Wildcat was able to go up and pose a threat there on the Prep goalkeeper, and they collided hard, and Krenzer went hard to the ground, but it looks like he is okay. The referee will certainly give him a moment to gather himself a bit. Clock is stopped with 1:37 to go in overtime. And it does look like Krenzer is all right. That was some kind of hit he took down there, but A heck of a play to hold on to the ball. So once he's good to go, he will deliver the goal kick, or the free kick rather, as they ruled that a foul, unsurprisingly. And that one goes right down the middle. Miller cannot get a hold of it, and they're going to call a foul against Creighton Prep. So Millard West will have a midfield free kick. Simon Metcalf is getting set to check back in for the Junior Jays, as they will move the free kick back to the Millard West side of the midfield stripe. And here it comes. They go towards goal, but it's headed up by Owen Glagowski, and Bragg stripped up. Zerline able to get a boot on it. But Millard West right back with it. Kicked out to Miller. He'll try and find some space, but can't. And now Zerline's got some room to get a kick on that one. Knocked out of bounds by the Wildcats. Going to throw in for the Junior Jays. 30 seconds left in the first overtime. As Zerline's throw-in is knocked around by Metcalf, who has just come in. Now Burns will try and keep up with a Wildcat as they try and work their way into the offensive end. Popped up in the air and headed out by Glagowski. Off Trashinsky, under 10 seconds left in OT number 1. It's still up in the air. Burns will get control. And we end the first overtime period scoreless here at Leahy Stadium, or at least scoreless for overtime. We're still tied at 1 overall. And we will need 10 more minutes at least to decide who goes on to the Metro Conference semifinals. Stay with us. We'll be back to bring it to you the second overtime period on the Creighton Prep Sports Network. Welcome back to Leahy Stadium. About ready to begin the second overtime period as we are still tied between Creighton Prep and Millard West. Tyler Reedy bringing this one to you on the Creighton Prep Sports Network. Winner goes on to the Metro Conference Tournament semifinals, which will be played tomorrow. Winner of this game against the winner of Omaha South and Omaha West side. As Millard West will have possession first to start OT number 2. Junior Jays scored courtesy of Owen Glagowski in the first half. Millard West evened it in the second half, and we remain tied at 1 as overtime number 2 is underway. Wildcats send this one all the way down. Owen Glogowski giving chase for Prep. That one near the sideline and poked out of bounds by Creighton Prep. So a throw in for Millard West. Not many chances for either side in the first overtime period. Millard West had a couple good looks as Krenzer had a couple balls pop up in the air in front of him, and some were tough to corral, but no tremendous threats to the back of either net. As this free kick from Millard West will be grabbed by Krenzer. He takes some contact once again. Another foul is called as Krenzer certainly taking a beating down there, going up and making some of those grabs off free kicks, and we're going to have another yellow card against Millard West. That is the second one. The clock is stopped with 9:10 to go in the second overtime. So 2 yellow cards now on the Wildcats. As Krenzer will get set for the free kick. Junior Jays have Matthews, Metcalf, Caden Glogowski, Ostapovich, Bragg, Burns, Zerline, Hove, Owen Glogowski, and Thomas Pisasale, along with Krenzer in goal, here to start this second overtime. Krenzer's kick will make its way eventually to Caden Glogowski. Metcalf trying to get position out in front of him. Bragg is in there as well. Glogowski's pass knocked down by a Wildcat. That's going to be played out of bounds. And the Junior Jays will have a throw-in. Pisasale is there for it. Back to Burns. Metcalf. Burns tries to make a run. Instead it goes back to Brady Bragg. He's got Ostapovich. Might line one up, but the Wildcats closed on him quick. Here's Bragg. He will go to the corner for Pisasale, looking to set up a cross. Here it comes, and it's knocked down nicely by Beatty in goal. And Millard West will take control here with 8:20 to go in overtime. High drop kick. Both Burns and the Millard West forward miss it near midfield. That one played off Ostapovich. Here we go. Matthews has some space. He's got Ostapovich and Caden Glogowski with him. Matthews with a great move to get around. Goaltender's out of the net. They score! Creighton Prep takes the lead. It's Simon Metcalf. 2-1 Junior Jays with 8:02 to go in the second overtime. How about that? Max Matthews with a phenomenal move to poke it past the defender to the outside and run around him to the inside. Goaltender was caught in no man's land, and the cross set up a piece of cake goal for Simon Metcalf. It is 2-1 Junior Jays with 8 minutes left. So that is the second goal of the season for Simon Metcalf. His first one was against the top seed in the tournament, Omaha South. And that is a big one right there for the Junior Jays. See if Millard West can answer. They've only got 8 minutes to do so. Burns with a nice play to get it to Matthews and force the turnover. Matthews with some more great moves. Man, he's putting on a show out there. And he's being held by a Millard West defender. That is about as easy a call as it gets for the official, as Matthews is slow to get up at the 30-yard line. Eventually he is able to get to his feet with the help of some teammates. And Ostapovich will set up a free kick. Junior Jays really trying to bury the Wildcats now. A second goal here in the second overtime would be an absolute dagger. Ostapovich plays it in. Metcalf gets the head on it. And Beatty walks the tightrope on the end line. Junior Jays say he stepped out, but the official says no. As that drop kick bounces over Burns. Wildcats eventually able to get to it. And now here they come up the left side. Junior Jays get back, though, defensively, and Krenzer able to fall on that one and stop another opportunity for Millard West. Krenzer's kick, angled to the left. Metcalf settles it down, but Wildcats were able to get it for a moment, and They're going to call a foul against Metcalf, so Millard West with a free kick opportunity at the 39-yard line here. Here it comes. Might be a bit too strong. Right into the hands of Krenzer. And what's the ruling here? Looks like there's a foul called against Prep. Right outside the box. Looks like they're going to place it. Yeah, there's going to be a foul on Creighton Prep, and there's going to be a free kick right on the edge of the box for Millard West. It's one heck of an opportunity right here. Junior Jays will set up a wall in front of Krenzer. And it looks like it's going to be a 5-man wall for Prep as the kick comes in. It goes just wide. They kept it on the ground, and it misses to the left. Millard West will make a substitution with 5:30 to go in overtime number 2. As Krenzer will set up the goal kick. Krenzer's kick out to midfield. Metcalf gets a head on it, but Millard West able to control it and send it out. Now they might have some looks here, but Hove is able to head this one out. Owen Glagowski chases it down. Wildcats on the sideline. Play it back toward the middle, way up in the air. Now it's settled down. Nice fake. The whole crowd of Junior Jays there defensively. Not quite out, though. Burns with a block. Trying to drag it through. Now Ostapovich gets it up in the air. Headed by Bragg out to Matthews, and he will play it back for Zerline, who boots it to Glagowski, and now Matthews has to go out of bounds. Millard West will take over on the throw-in, as that one is kept in nicely by Zerline. Matthews now trying to drag through, can't. Wildcats have a little bit of space here in the middle. They try and send it all the way down. Hove is there defensively. And a nice move to the inside. He's able to clear it with the left foot. Past Ostapovich. Booted back up in the air with under 4 minutes left. As Matthews takes over now for the Junior Jays. Looking for an option. Tries to play to the middle, but there's nobody home as it went behind Ostapovich. This is Solly. Metcalf, nice move to the outside. Here goes Simon Metcalf, trying to blaze his way around. Defender eventually does catch up to him, and he will have to reset and go back to Pisasale. Junior Jays working on the far sideline. Burns runs onto it, and it goes out of bounds off Millard West. 3:10 to go. Time is ticking for Millard West, and they are struggling to create anything offensively. Junior Jays looking good here in the second overtime, as they will have a throw-in. Goes into Ostapovich. Makes a move on one man. Goes to Simon Metcalf, who scored 6 minutes ago to give the Junior Jays the 2-1 lead. And now we might have another look. Metcalf right on the end line. Plays it in front. And it deflected off a Wildcat, setting up a corner kick. 2:30 to go in overtime. And Ostapovich will get set for the corner kick on the far side as Simon Metcalf doing some great work in the second overtime period to be the difference in this game for the Junior Jays. Here comes the corner. Ostapovich, a low line drive. Matthews got a foot on it, but it pops up over the net. We'll have a goal kick. And Millard West certainly trying to hurry. They've only got 2 minutes here in the second overtime. The goal kick is headed back by Burns. Caden Glagowski will watch Millard West play it back, and now boot it up ahead. There's nobody out there except for Brendan Zerline, who will just play it toward the sideline, not out of bounds, kept in nicely by Millard West. And here they come. the sideline they go. Play to the middle. Burns with a nice defensive play, and he goes back to Matthews. Further up the sideline, that one will dribble out of bounds. He tried to set something up with Caden Glogowski, but the pass was off the mark. Throw-in goes right to Matthews. Glogowski cannot quite save it. And Millard West will have a throw-in. They've only got 1:15 here in the second overtime. That one knocked out of bounds by Prep. Another throw-in for Millard West. Burns clears it all the way back down, and it goes right in between the defenders. So they've got a long way to go to get back to this one. Under a minute to go in the second overtime. That will go out of bounds. Played by Millard West, so Prep will have a throw-in. 50 seconds left. The situation starting to look very dire here for the Wildcats as we go down the stretch in overtime number 2. The pass eludes the intended target. Creighton Prep takes it again. Simon Metcalf in midfield. Has Burns, instead goes all the way back to Jacob Hove. We've only got 23 seconds left. Matthews way out ahead. He will slow it down and race down toward the right corner. Matthews is fended off, and is going to be a foul, I believe, as the clock is stopped with 9 seconds to go here in overtime number 2. Actually, they're going to rule a corner here. So Junior Jays will have a corner kick, but this one is just about done as we've only got 9 seconds left. Actually, it won't be a corner kick. It is a foul in the end. So Ostapovich will come about 2/5 of the way from the corner in towards the net and just play it back to Matthews. He will hold it in the corner. The Junior Jays are going to move on to play the winner of Omaha South and Omaha West Side in the Metro Conference semifinals as they win it in overtime, 2-1 over Millard West, with Simon Metcalf scoring the game-winning goal off the assist from Max Matthews. 2-1 win for the Junior Jays, and they will play in the semifinals tomorrow against either Omaha South or West Side. So a great game. Hope you enjoyed it. Our first ever live stream of spring sports here on the Creighton Prep Sports Network, and we got a great game for it. Junior Jays, the winners in overtime. 2-1. Have a great weekend, folks.